You're very welcome back to the Daily Rundown with me, Fiona Fox. Now we're going to leave the cabinet shuffle behind, I think, and move on to something else. Prince Harry has been tested for HIV in an effort to raise awareness about the condition and encourage others to get checked out. The Prince walked into a sexual health clinic in central London to have the finger prick test, for which he tested negative. The 31-year-old has made raising awareness about HIV and AIDS a major element of his public work. There are more than 100,000 people living with HIV at the moment in the UK. Now he's doing a good job of getting it talked about, because we're talking about it now, aren't we? What do you think of this, guys? We like Harry, don't we? I like Harry anyway.
I feel like this happened because maybe he needed to get checked out, and maybe the PR said, "Well, why don't we turn this into a story?"
Can you imagine if it had come up positive though?
Well, I mean, It wasn't beyond the realms, was it?
It could be worse. He could have had the full test. I mean, there are things they do with cotton wool buds.
Yeah.
We don't need to go.
Bring tears to your eyes.
I've heard about some umbrellas type contraptions that affect. Anyway, we won't go there because the aim of this story is obviously to encourage people to go along and get tested and just see how easy it is. But it's quite nice to see Prince Harry doing something like this, maybe to raise awareness, obviously, and to show how straightforward it is. You don't think so?
Yeah,
it's obviously something that a young guy of his age should be doing, or anybody.
I'm expecting for him to next be going down to the sperm bank, to raise awareness of sperm banks.
To raise awareness, what do you mean for like sperm donation?
No, just because he fancies going down to one.
Can you imagine the queue
Can you imagine
of
in
women?
18 years when the kids get their documentation back and go, I'm a prince!
Traced all the way back to Prince Harry donated. We managed to.
I'm currently 17 millionth in line to the throne.
He was very busy at that sperm bank.
Oh, he was. He's been busy for years.
It's something though that I think that there's been a lot of work done recently to really try and take away the stigma of HIV. We covered a story last summer, I think, when I was doing the show, and a doctor had actually said that he would rather, in this day and age, have HIV than have diabetes, just because it's actually, it's livable with now the amount of progression they've made with medication and that kind of thing. So I think it is important, isn't it, to kind of keep that work going.
It's important to encourage people to get tested, for them to see that it's not got the stigma it used to have. Yeah. Because if they have it and they don't know, there's a danger they'll pass it on.
Yeah, of course.
And that's just doubling the pain and doubling the cost and doubling everything. So there's that's important. And general sexual health all round is a good thing to encourage that people get tested and that they behave properly. You've got to talk about it, otherwise it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's like in America with all of their anti-abortion campaigners. If you wanted to stop abortion, then you should start talking more about contraception.
Of course.
But they don't want to talk about contraception because that involves talking about sex, and sex. It's horrible. It's dirty.
It's so contradictory.
I've had conversations with Americans who've told me that violence is natural and sex is weird.
This is a big problem with American TV, I think, but maybe not just American, but how willing they are. Graphic violent scenes, gore, and then then they'll rate a film 18s because somebody makes love, which is the way
rude bits. And I do enjoy nice violent action films. But
nice violence.
Nice violence. You know what I mean. I do enjoy an action film, but it would be nice if we were honest about sex as well.
Yeah.
It would be nice if. I like looking at naked ladies, but it would be nice if we had more naked men as well.
Balance it up. Yeah, that's another story, isn't it?
It's entirely unfair that you've got naked ladies. The Game of Thrones thing. You never see a man's bits.
Weirdly, Game of Thrones was in my mind the whole time you were talking about that, with the violence even. I mean, it's quite a violent program as well.
It is quite violent as well.
It's quite graphic. They definitely, I think they went a bit too far with the gratuitous sexual. Well, they definitely said the women kind of stuff. Like there's definitely that imbalance there. That's still. Do you think though, as Brits, that we're reluctant to have these chats, whether it's sexual health or just meandering our way through relationships?
I think we're reluctant to start them. Quite often, once we've got going, we can discuss on a world scale.
With a few drinks,
we can be disgusting to high levels.
Oh right, okay. So do you think in a light-hearted way that we're okay to make jokes?
I think once we get past our inhibitions, I think we can, as a country, we can be really, really honest to the point where we have people from other countries telling us to stop, please. I don't want to know.
They do the la 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 la.
I'm surprised that you're not chipping
in here a bit more, Tom.
Well, I mean, what I don't know about sex ain't worth knowing, as you can see. I mean,
isn't this an attitude that could be dangerous for a young lad if you're a young guy, maybe your age, or when we are talking about sexual health and awareness?
Well, I mean, look at me. I will be fine. Unbeknownst to the people at home, just outside the studio, I've got people banging on the door. I mean, if I was to wear links, they'd cave in.
Obviously, but I think if any of us were to wear links, that's the whole point, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think if I wore links, I'd have loads of women chasing after me as well. I've seen the ads.
Yeah.
I've seen how it goes. No, we just go back to Prince Harry though. I think obviously as the youngest royal, he's single, as in he's not married. It's good. It's nice to see him sort of promoting this responsibility about your sexual health and. He's
had a few stories about playing around, and there were those pictures of him from Vegas. From
what happens in Vegas doesn't stay in Vegas when you're Prince Harry.
If you've got a camera phone as well.
Yeah.
So he's showing he's doing that. He's being lively, but he's also showing that he understands that he should be responsible.
Yeah, no, it's great. I think it's great all around.
And he probably had the test beforehand just to make sure. If the test had come back the 2 dots where we have to test you again, I don't think he'd have done it live. He'd have done it in front of a camera.
This is emotional. But I'm a massive Prince Harry fan anyway, I have to say. I love him. They're the real folk.
Yeah, right. I would like to see him on Jeremy Kyle.
Oh.
I think that's not beyond the realms of possibility.
Oh, they're going to have the DNA test, but...
Yeah, that'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
With the whole... I don't know if Charles is really up to throwing a chair.
We'll leave that one for another day, I think, as well, anyway. It's the Royals and Jeremy Kyle crossover. Probably not going to happen anytime soon. Let's move to our last story. Tesco is to stop selling caged hen eggs by 2025, and it's all thanks to a petition set up by a teenager. It received over 280,000 signatures. The supermarket giant will be following in the footsteps of rivals Sainsbury's, Marks & Spencer's and Aldi. Currently, Tesco sell over 600 million eggs from caged hens each year. So it's good news for animal rights supporters. I think we're all happy. Tom, you're happy with this one, aren't you?
Yeah, but why is it taking so long?
I was actually surprised by that as well. I was surprised that they were behind the other supermarkets.
I don't think hens live for 9 years. I think they only live for 4. They probably only lay for a year or 2, particularly when they're in the battery hens.
Is this something though, I mean, compared to, obviously animal rights supporters and activists, they campaign so hard for many different causes, meat eating, we all obviously have our own choices in those areas, but something about hens and cage hens and battery hens, that really was something that did resonate with not necessarily vegetarians or not necessarily animal rights activists, didn't it? I mean, I don't know, would you go into a supermarket and choose the non-happy egg version? Happy hens.
Sometimes I wind up my girlfriend when we're in the shop.
Is she vegetarian or?
No, she just disagrees with it, so I will intentionally put the battery hen.
Will you till it? Will you go through the till?
No, because I know that before we get to the till, she will make me.
Them
well, I think that's worse if you were to. Or is it worse to smash them and be
wasteful?
Yeah. You've got all these eggs, so what should we do with them? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But do you understand what I mean though? Isn't it a strange one that they'd actually stick? Because there's a lot of people who, aren't as bothered as other people about various animal rights issues. But it's almost shameful, I think, to walk in and actively buy a battery or a cage.
It's knowingly. I mean, sometimes it's just... Sometimes
you have to put your corner
can't
shop
afford anything else,
as well.
and that's the way it goes. But it's not nice to look at. It is something that strikes home much more solidly visually when you see the footage of them in their cages and the damage they do to each other, as well as what the cages do to them, than some other forms of farming, which are also not great, but they're less easy to visualise to the same degree, because some pig farming is almost as bad in a similar way. But it's the pig's a bigger thing. It's harder to get lots of them in the picture attacking each other. So I guess it might just be that it's also might be. I think it's possibly that it's one of the ones that people have been on at for longest.
Yeah, it has been a very, very constant campaign.
So other levels of animal cruelty, it's like you start with one and you choose and you hammer it and hammer it and hammer it, and then you go, oh, there's also this, and there's also the hormones they're feeding the pigs and the cattle and all of that stuff.
Do you think it's a choose your battle sort of situation, as you said there, isn't it, and for the animal rights?
I think so. Well, I think it's somebody has chosen to go after the battery eggs and carried on with it until it's worked.
But as you said, Tom, I'm kind of surprised that Tesco are behind everybody else in that way. It took them that long, and also it's still going to take quite a while to roll out.
Why does it take so long to roll out? I'm also I'd also be interested to see how much of this is motivated by money. You know, before they went, right, we're going to stop doing this, like how much money were they making versus the organic eggs? And, you know, like, were they, you know, as you were saying before, was it a case of people are actively going, no, let's not go for the battery eggs themselves, you know, as a conscious decision, and then ultimately the organic eggs taking over the battery eggs? And if that's the case, if that's the only real reason why they've ultimately, you know, gone over this precipice, then that's sadder, really, that they're only doing it for monetary reasons.
Market force is working in the end.
Yeah. You feel like it's a bit of a faux victory in some ways, well, at least for the animal rights.
I guess it's taking that long because it's going to take them that long to find sources of that many eggs where they are, at the very least, they're out in the open air for some of the day.
Yeah.
I guess in some way, at least though, I mean, it is a victory, obviously, I guess, for animal rights in that way, and healthy, as you said. It's not just the animal rights; it's the health of the actual egg and the hens as well that we're consuming. Guys, thank you very much for your contribution. We're going to have a little break now. We're going to go for our break, and when I come back, we're going to be speaking to the writer of a new play, Concrete Jungle, here in Manchester. Don't go away.